In a prior video, we showed the outside highlights of the van. Now let's view the interior.
First up is the chassis area. We are on a 2022 Mercedes chassis. It's four-wheel drive. It's the extended cab. We like the setup, the bigger screen, the navigation system that's in it. We like everything about it, the way it sits and feels and drives. The Mercedes does come with the shades in the windows, but they didn't seem to fit or stay up very well, so we went and bought these. They seem to overlap a little bit, give us a little bit more shade. I know you can see it through because it's a nice sunny day here in Phoenix.
One thing I really enjoy are the multiple cup holders. Each person has two here, and then up in the dash each person has their own, and down in the door is another cup holder. When going on those long road trips, we load up with tons of drinks.
Another thing about the front door here is this button, you just hit the button and it automatically opens, so you don't have to do a lot of elbow grease work into it. And then you stop it, and then you can hit it again. That's really nice when your hands are full of items. Another thing we like about this side door is the screen door here. So when we're at campsites, we can keep the big door open, close the screen so Viper doesn't jump out and bugs don't come in. And then we have a nice flow coming in and out. We made right behind the driver's area Piper's section. She has her little mat. She has her own harness when we're driving that gets buckled into the short leash over there. We also put a blanket here because she can move from in between the two seats and then sit in her bed while we're driving. You like it, Piper? We make this section her food area, but Coachmen, if I move this out of the way, I'll stick it up here so Piper doesn't step on it. But Coachmen did add an extra little drawer right here. We just don't use it, but it is your pet food station. We don't use it because I just think it would make a lot of mess with water sloshing everywhere. Even if you dump the water before you drive, it's still gonna be wet. I don't want food to get stuck back in there. Plus Piper, yes, I'm talking about you. Piper is the sloppiest eater you've ever met.
And when you walk in, the first part you see is basically this desk area, which is one of the reasons why we like this floor plan. It allows me to work from the road. You do have your desk. There's a TV here, the connections to everything that's inside the van, and there are the fan for the Max Air fan, and then some extra plugs so I can plug in my laptop and be able to work from the road. So where all the brains of the vehicle are kind of all centered right here. We have our battery indicator. This is Lithionics battery. We have our inverter, Xantrex inverter. We have our disconnect for the battery button right here, our solar on off. We also have our gray tank heat button right here, our LP tank turn switch on off, our hot water heater as well as a regular heater as well. And the motion lights are inside the cabinet, so if you close it, I don't know if this cabinet can do it. I don't think it has the lights. No, cabinets throughout the rest will have lights that come on so you can see in the dark. We have ground effects, which is under the vehicle when you're camped. Wi-Fi switch, which over here is our Wi-Fi Ranger. So that helps us with campground. If we hook up our Starlink, we can connect it to that, and then all of our devices can connect to there. And then we have our solar charger controller, which is Go Power.
This is very nice cabinetry work. Nice and sturdy. These slide in and out. I don't feel like they're going to fall off. This is where we keep all of our games. They're a little self-closing. And now we'll show you the kitchen.
Come into the kitchen area. We do have a little bit of a counter space here. We have a tiny little sink, and then we have our induction cooktop, which we put these little rubber mats on to protect and to stop us from accidentally touching the power button on there, as well as a window behind which opens up through so you get to see outside, and then a little spice rack as well, and we have a little Brita water filter put on that we added. as well as the most
This
important.
this came with the vehicle.
Most important piece.
Although I do have one thing to say about this. It's funny because when we first drove the vehicle with paper towels on here, it was making all kinds of noises, hitting every single bump, and we couldn't figure out what that racket noise was. And then I turned around from the front seat, and half of the paper towels were like rolled forward, and half were on. So we figured it out.
It took us a while.
Yeah.
And then we have down below is the microwave system.
And it's a combo of what?
Convection.
Microwave, and grill. We've used the microwave a lot. We've used the convection. We tried to make a microwave pizza with a convection oven. It actually came out pretty good. We've never done the grill version yet.
And then you can see the drawers and the cabinets. We have a whole bunch of them. They are actually pretty deep too, as well. Piper showing you there. And then we have underneath the sink, we have our trash can area and our little extra storage bin. And then under that, there's a drawer. And then underneath the microwave is a big drawer.
Some pots and pans.
And above it, there's a drawer.
This is our silverware.
And then up top, there's two deep cabinets.
This is where all of our plates, mugs, more pots and pans sit in. We did add this little rack just to give us more space so we can put things on top.
The refrigerator is actually on the other side,
Yes.
and it is a full, not a full size, but
It's more than a dorm.
more than a dorm refrigerator. And here's the refrigerator part, and then refrigerator part, sorry. And then the freezer part is an actual deep bin.
Yeah, this is nice. I like that's a separate freezer.
Lastly, in the kitchen, there is the Max Air fan. We did buy a cover for it to keep some of the heat out of it. It doesn't have the rain sensing, but it has the flow of like high, medium, low flow, and works well when we're in a nicer climate than Phoenix during the summer. The opposite side of the sink is our bathroom. We have two doors. They open up into the wet bath area, and then there is the toilet, then the shower head, and the sink.
This sink I wish was not a corner sink. I wish it was kind of like a little bit more elongated. It's nice to wash your hands when we're traveling, but you really can't do too much else in that area. This mirror did come with it. This is the one that came with it. We did not switch that out. And then we have your shower devices here.
Is where warm water can stay in the system. You're not wasting water while you're showering. And then this will change colors to tell you that hot water is in the cycle, and you can turn on the shower head and basically get hot water instantly.
Across from the refrigerator is a wardrobe. We added the 3M hooks, but there's also added shelves. We just don't put them in because we like to hang our items, because down here this shelf is great for shoes, and then we also have some of the pull outs. There's only two. Up here is where we keep Piper's things. So she gets a glow-in-the-dark collar, some towels, her toys, her bowls. That's Piper's drawer. And in the back is the bed. So I usually sleep on this side, Chris usually sleeps on that side, Piper's usually in the middle, or she tends to hog my space. This bed runs north to south versus east to west. So Chris is 6'1", and he can lay on his side with a few extra inches and feel comfortable. The backs of both sides do have a remote that lift it up so you can incline yourself while you're reading a book. We added these shades here in the back. Under the bed here is this panel. It opens up, and then there's storage underneath that you can access this way without having to open the back doors. This is the fuse box. We do have an extra outlet over here. We added in extra hooks And then our cabinetry, this is where we keep all of our towels and some extra toilet paper. Then I get this side, we share the back, Chris gets that side. So these do open up, so it looks like 2 panels, but it's actually one big area. And then this actually came with a radio in it. We took that out because who uses the radio anymore? We're always streaming everything off our phones. And then back here was an extra TV. We took that out because it went out about that much, and we were always smacking ourselves on it. Plus,
this air conditioner, which came with the Coachmen, is turned on low right now on cool for air condition, and it's just super loud. I feel like we yell at each other when we're back here, and its only exhausts are right here, 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 and back here, which works for sleeping if we're back here, but does not work going throughout the cab, as it kind of loses its consistency to about right around where the camera is right there. So using this on high, obviously you would be screaming and yelling to the person in the front of the cab.
Both the driver and the passenger chairs swivel completely all the way around. You can pre-program 3 different settings, so all you have to do is hit button 1, 2, or 3 and move your chair to that. We haven't figured that out yet, so we are still manually rotating our chairs around. And then this is how we set up when we're at a campsite or stationed somewhere for a while, so that we can sit, Chris can work, that's my workstation, and then, or if we're trying to relax and eat, we have a table and we can stream some TV.
This table we bought from CA Van, the bamboo style, so it's lighter. It's able to fold into one this way or have it as big, but you can move it. We have it on a lagoon style arm, so we can either flip to this side. We can make it a extra counter length for cooking if we want, or if we're outside, or we can use it as a workstation, like Annette said, like she can put our laptop here, stuff like that. Also flip it sometimes for me while I'm working. The monitor is up here. I'll use it to put my keyboard and mouse on like that. That way I have a little bit higher up feeling.
Things we really like about the van are, well, what's your favorite?
Mercedes chassis for one. I like the 4-wheel drive. I like the sensors and the lane changing stuff. The other thing that I like is the batteries and the capability to be off-grid for a long time. We were able to run the air conditioner off our batteries for over 8 hours to keep us cool. I know that's not a whole day's worth, but easily can turn on start the vehicle and use that to charge our solar and our batteries basically back up while we're not using it or while we're driving, as well as solar panels on the top, as well as plugging in to a 30 amp.
I like the electric door. So the button that you can push, the door just goes open. And on the outside, you just easily just do that to the handle and the door opens very nicely. I like that feature. I also like the layout of the van. So I like that it's longer and the beds go north to east and the whole thing's this way. Nothing's jetting out that's going to smack me in the hips. But I have to show you Piper real quick. I think her favorite thing is the bed. Alright, a few items we don't like about the van are, well, I don't like having an oval sink or circle sink in the kitchen. I wish that it was just a regular square sink. It makes it easier to put dishes in, to wash dishes, That seems to be the style, having a circular or oval sink right now in the RV shows that we've gone to. Another thing I wish this had was in the wet bath a little cabinet or nookie for shampoos that you could just open up. That's waterproof. You can put your shampoo and conditioner and soap in it and then close it. What about you?
Two things I would say that I do not like are the chairs, the driver and the passenger chair. The driver's seat, as it turns around, becomes the desk area, is a little bit too uncomfortable for me, as in it's a little too high and the desk is a little too low, so you don't have a lot of wiggle room with your legs, and it does get uncomfortable as I do work from home. So, sitting and looking at a laptop for a couple of minutes, I have to get up because my legs start to hurt right away. The other side is the passenger seat. There is a little wall here that helps with the screen door, but that wall stops the chair from actually leaning back. So if I'm not driving and Annette's driving, the chair cannot go back and sit straight up. Another one is the freshwater drain. There is a drain nozzle. It's on the inside underneath the driver's side bed by the tank. There is no external outlet to it, so I either have to run a hose from the back of the van inside to the tank, to the nozzle, to drain that tank, or figure out a way to get it to go outside underneath the vehicle. One of the things that Coachmen should have done was just to put a straight shot nozzle out underneath the vehicle so I can empty the whole tank when we keep it in storage.
That's it for the inside van tour and highlighting the things we like about the van and things we don't. Looks like Piper wants to head out for another road trip. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Please subscribe, share with friends, hit the like button, and leave comments. Take care.